Rolling, 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 katsu. Rolling, 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 though my arms are swollen, I keep a temmi rolling, katsu. Yuki and Jujitsu, Sensei, Yoshi, I'll never yami until I die. All the things I've learned, Makiwara and Zaisen, are the blessings I'll teach you.
Join me each week as I train with different jiu-jitsu instructors and world champions. Two things are bound to happen. Number one, I will get submitted. And number two, both you and I will learn a thing or two.
Rolling, 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 rolling.
I'm Budo Jake, and this is Rolled Up.
Scott, tell me, how'd you get into jiu-jitsu?
I got into jiu-jitsu because I was watching the very first UFCs, and I'd see this scrawny guy with a karate outfit beating up all the big guys. That'd be Hoist Gracie. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, I'm not a martial artist, I'm not a traditional, I don't like bowing and all that shit. I would get into a lot of fights when I was a kid, and I was like, well, that little guy's beating up those big guys, and he's not even hurting his hands, so let me mess with that, it looks cool.
Mm-hmm. So you started in the gi?
Yeah, I started at Alliance in New York, and I was...
Who was teaching there at that time?
It's Fabio Clemente, who has always been teaching there, and Babs, who I don't know how to say his last name. Babs
Santini?
No, it's Osalaka, blah, 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 blah.
The tall guy, right?
No.
Oh, different.
Black guy.
Okay.
Little,
Yeah.
He's not tall.
Okay.
He's not that tall. 5'10" maybe.
Okay. So then you started in the gi and you trained there. Then at some point you moved? Okay.
Yeah, I trained there in the gi. I started learning that I was better at no-gi there. We do no-gi days, and like brown belt instructors weren't tapping me, and I was like getting sweeps. And I actually tapped one of my black belt instructors, first time ever, only time ever, was with no gi. I was like, maybe I should do this no gi stuff. Moved to LA, started training at Hickson's for 2, maybe 3 years. Hickson disappeared, never saw him. Rates went up, started charging for stupid stuff. So I was like, I'm out of here, you know. It's like I'm the customer and I don't like the service. So. You know, I left, didn't have anywhere to train for a while, and then Eddie Bravo came into Bomb Squad, which was a gym I was doing Thai boxing and kickboxing at, and they hired him to teach jiu-jitsu, and he was a black belt, so I was like, all right, I'll train with this guy. I didn't really know about the Hoyler win, I didn't know who he was, I didn't follow the internet machine, and I don't know.
It was mainly the fact that you were after no gi?
No, it was mainly the fact that I had nowhere to train, and they had some guy coming in who happened to be no gi.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, this is perfect. And he actually taught the way that I had always asked my instructors to train me. I'd be, please, can we just do the same moves every class for like a month? I didn't even know what to ask for. I was like, I'm not going to remember all this information. And I would always tell them, I was like, can't we treat this like an instrument? And I try to give the example of a musical instrument. I go, you just learn 1 or 2 things and you practice it over and over and then you build. You know, I played the drums when I was a kid. They did not give me like a song from Rush and go, you know, good luck, Neil part. It's not going to happen. So I would try to teach my teachers to teach that way, and they never did. They just, you know, they figure they want to stimulate the students to show them all new stuff all the time. But you don't remember it, or at least I don't remember it. And then 99% of the shit that I learned was forgotten, and then someone taps me with it. So Eddie was always just like, okay, we're going to do these same drills, and I think it was like 3 weeks in a row. Now it's 2 weeks in a row, over and over and over. You have no choice but to learn it. And then when you start teaching it, you learn even more.
Right.
Slice through all the way. Don't wait there. Go ahead and run and slice through. Do an intro like I did to you. He's gonna go. He's gonna go around. Get on top, get on top, get on top. Take your hip out, take your right leg out. Good, good. Get a head and arm now. Bring your final legs. Look for a head and arm now. You want to trap one of his arms. Get higher, get higher. Get that leg out of there. Get the left leg out of there. Still gonna look for that sweep again. You ready for it? Go ahead and arm defense. Let your chest right up. I can work on you. Heel hook. Straighten your leg, straighten your leg. He's got it, let him go.
Rolling, rolling.
lot of people that that haven't trained at a 10th Planet school see the books, DVDs that Eddie's come out with, and they think it's all about the rubber guard, the twister. I've trained with Eddie a few times, so I know there's a lot more to it than that. But can you talk a little bit about what the curriculum is?
Well, the curriculum varies. I mean, yeah, of course, you know, our base, our foundation is going to be the guard or the half guard, and that's due to Eddie, and it's very effective. You know, it's an attacking system. We're always attacking. There's no hang out and wait and hope. You know, if we lose by points generally, or we get the submission. Most of the guys, but Eddie's very, very open-minded. So, someone comes in with a cool move that works, and he goes, "What is that?" And if it worked on someone that's good, or someone good, maybe it worked on him. What is this? How do we do it? Bam, that's in the curriculum. Okay, no name for it, we'll call it something. If there is a name for it, and everyone knows that name, well then we'll call it something else, so that we know the code, we know the language we're speaking. Someone goes to a Darce on you in a tournament, and I'm coaching you, or I'm coaching him, Darce, you know the Darce is coming. What do? You lay flat on your back. No, on your back, there's no more Darce. But if I'm calling it number 8, you don't know what the hell's going on, and now all of a sudden you're tapping to a Darce.
Yeah, this seems to be one of the unique things about 10th Planet. There's all kinds of wacky names that not a lot of the people know what you're talking about in competition.
Yeah, and those things might have to change, because people will start reading the books and watching the YouTubes and buying the DVDs, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, I know what this one is, I know what this one is, and then, well, I'm calling it this today.
Right.
You know?
Speaking of DVDs, you just came out with the 10th Planet All-Stars DVD. It was you and Denny Prokopos and Sean Bollinger.
Yes.
I just watched this the other day, and I was surprised there's a lot of techniques on here. Is there enough to put out another DVD?
Yeah, there's a lot left behind. There's definitely, I watched it, I went through editing, and I was like, damn, I should have taught this, damn, I should have taught that, damn, I should have detailed this. So, and again, we're an evolving system. We're not sitting there going, here's the armbar from the mounts, the same way. You know, and fine, an armbar is an armbar, but we're talking about setups for the armbar, or whatever it is we're doing. So there's always an evolution, there's always more to put out there. We're always doing something new, and if it works, we'll use it. If it doesn't work, we throw it out. There's definitely stuff that are in the books that we don't use anymore because we figured out stuff that goes beyond it. Yeah, there's a lot more stuff that can be taught. And you got 3 unique individuals that all have different styles that are teaching. And that's what also makes it different. I don't know if there's any other DVD that use more than one person.
No, it's a pretty unique thing.
Yeah. So besides that, we have 3, I thought it would be smarter and it would cater to more people to see 3 different styles.
Right.
Like what Sean does with his legs and his legs. I can't do that.
Yeah.
The credentials that Denny has on his wrestling, I can't apply that because, maybe after a couple of years of practicing, I can put it in my arsenal, The way that I squeeze, those guys don't squeeze like that.
Right.
A student has 3 different options of styles to pick from.
I've never trained with Sean, but I've watched his segment, and it's all about the double bagger that requires a lot of flexibility. I think flexible guys might have a good time with that. I've trained with Denny, and his wrestling is, like you say, top-notch. His arm bars are amazing. What are you known for?
What am I known for?
Yeah.
I think I'm known for knowing how to squeeze really well.
You showed that today.
Yeah. I mean, I get my hands on something, and I kind of persist with it and fix it as I'm doing it. And then slowly, the thing about my squeeze is I don't just go 100%. And I always preach for that. I've written articles on it. Don't go 100%. Have it, know you have it, and slowly get into it. And then I'm strong for my size, so I just keep going a little bit. Okay, it's not going to work, I can fix it. If I'm at 40% of my strength, I got room to fix it. Okay, let's go 40% again.
Yeah.
If it works, then I did it right. So I have a really powerful squeeze, and I'm more known for chasing necks. I said it to you earlier today. You can dispute an armbar. You can deal with an armbar and get out, and maybe your arm's popped and broken, but you can't do anything about a choke. You're going to sleep or you're tapping. That's your only option. There's nothing else to it.
Yeah.
So I choose to go with higher percentages. If I'm gonna get your neck, I know that you're going to sleep or you're tapping, or I did it wrong.
Right.
And okay, I got to adjust it.
Rolling.
Yep. Nice. It's the bicep flexor you're talking about.
It's a bicep flexor, but I changed it. I thought I got more of a Kimura on it.
A little bit of both going on. Thank you. So recently you were coaching Chuck Liddell for the Ultimate Fighter.
And I still am choking.
You're still coaching?
Still coaching.
How's that going? And choking him, huh? How's that going?
It's good, man. Chuck is a sponge. You wouldn't know it if you just watched him from the outside, you know? You just think he just knows how to throw an overhand right and just could stand up and stuff. But he picks it up and he analyzes it and he breaks it down and he asks questions. He asks a lot of questions and he's very persistent. He comes to me all the way from, the 3 hours away. He comes 2 to 3 times a week, every week, or flies me up there, and has no problem with me teaching the way I want to teach. Respects it. Doesn't really question anything. Just does it. So now he has go-to moves in Jiu-Jitsu. He's rolling, he wants to roll, and he's submitting people with stuff.
Because in competition, you never see his jiu-jitsu. You see him stand up. It seems like he can stand up at will, but he doesn't. He seems much more comfortable on his feet.
Yeah. Well, he's got very good jiu-jitsu defense, and he was a D1 wrestler.
Yeah.
And he's good at muscling things, and he can stand up on anyone. If they take him down.
Yeah.
Now I don't foresee him doing flying arm bars or fancy goofy techniques, but he's kind of following my footsteps, which work very well with his wrestling. So he can go to all these darces, guillotines, forget the hook setups, rear nakeds. He's getting all those details. He can get the positions because of the wrestling.
Yeah.
And he's finishing people.
Cool.
And he's transitioning. He'll have one finish, maybe he puts a little bit of a muscle into it, he's still got to smooth out a little bit, but then he'll go to another one.
Cool. Okay, I hear you might be opening up a new school soon?
Yes. We're looking at a location in West LA. It'll be a 10th Planet affiliate, but we'll also be naming it something else. We're looking at Kinetic MMA. Go Google what the word kinetic means and all its synonyms, and then you'll know what it is. And we're looking at there's a location on Pico and Westwood Boulevard. Very nice, very, very nice location. Wealthy people.
And do you welcome people to come in and visit?
Yeah, anyone. I'm an open door and an open book.
Cool. We'll be there. Thanks a lot, Scott.
Thank you. Thanks.
Like my questions?